My friends, today we have a special guest on the channel, the amazing Markus Illko, not only a phenomenal fingerstyle acoustic guitar player, he also won a Grammy recently for his arrangement work. So if you're a musician of any kind, this will be a huge learning opportunity for you. And even if you're not, you will learn some really interesting and entertaining behind the scenes facts about the Grammys. By the way, if you want more guests like this on the channel, liking and subscribing helps me a lot with bringing more interesting people on. So let's start this special episode right away.
There's nothing better than like two Austrians speaking in English.
That's actually a great introduction for the video. I wanted to congratulate you on the Grammy, of course. That's a huge achievement.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Very cool. And I think everyone's watching is also interested in that, because this, for me, also feels like a thing that's far away and that you see on TV. But I never talked to someone who was involved in all that stuff.
For the people who don't know, so we did something with Tommy Emmanuel, who probably most people know. So we did an arrangement of Folsom Prison Blues. We worked with Johnny Cash's son on Folsom Prison Blues. That was actually really Johnny Cash's studio, the Cash cabin. John Carter Cash said, "Oh, I have something for you." So he opened the safe and it brought out his dad's 1930 Martin guitar. It sounded amazing. The thing you get, the Grammy, that's not the one you actually really get. Okay. They just give it to you.
They take it away.
They take it away for you. That's super, demoralizing. It's like, no, take it. Yeah. So they took it away. And then, they polish that thing, like at the back. They just give it away, polish it, and then give it to the next person. People who were, up for the category as well, the Rolling Stones. So it was really incredible people. So it was a very big surprise.
That's a beautiful guitar.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a Martin 0028.
You mostly play fingerstyle, is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, most of it, especially with the steel string. That's
nice.
most of the time. Yeah.
Because that's interesting to me immediately, because I pick pretty much everything, and that's my whole thing. And when it comes to fingerstyle, I'm basically a beginner.
Oh really? So you can teach me the other stuff.
I'm just interested in maybe some patterns that you could show that got you into fingerstyle for someone who's like watching this video and who can relate to me as a metal guy. Okay. It's just picking all the time.
Yeah, I mean, for me, what is for me interesting with that is because you can play a lot of different melodies at the same time. Like you can have like the bass, for example, just like that. I'm just picking something everyone knows, right? So if you play that, everyone knows already what you're playing, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, when you have that, and then I just...
Nice.
And then, of course, you need... And then... etc.
Oh, it's super cool.
Like
nice.
That? Okay, well,
so that's something you definitely can't do with a pick, because you're always very focused on one string, maybe a little bit with hybrid picking, but having that kind of freedom over different voices. Cool.
Yeah, it is. It's okay, it works well. I mean, I said normally with steel string, it's a tricky thing, right? But what I do here is, and if you have an acoustic guitar at home, what I always recommend is make sure you're especially if you go from electric to acoustic, I just make sure that the action is a little bit lower. So I put it lower. And for me personally, because I'm already used to softer strings, because I do nylon string, So I use softer strings in general, they bend easier, and it's I think this is specifically a 10.
Just one thing real quick, my friends. This video turned out to be over 20 minutes long, which is a little bit too long for your standard YouTube video. So if you would like to learn more from Markus, like some of his favorite arrangement tricks when it comes to fingerstyle guitar, or how the whole process of getting nominated and actually winning a Grammy really works, you can, as always, watch the extended uncut video on patreon.com/burns. The link is down below. So take this chance to learn about all these amazing things by clicking the link down below. I'll see you on Patreon.
Something I really love to play, that's not arrangement necessarily for me, it's from Tuck and Wrist, right? So, just stick with one bass line, and then if you have that...
So you isolate that before, maybe?
Yeah, just that, and then I just slow down everything, of course, because otherwise I don't know where to do it, right? And then Then you slowly pick it up. I mean, I have exercises, but not necessarily for the polyrhythmic parts. You know, I have just exercises for my right hand. You know, the things I like to do. Simple arpeggios necessarily, right? So it's just something like. But this is more coming from classic parts, right? Like, for example, but
this sounds great. That's once again something that would be super annoying to do with a pick, jumping between
all
the strings.
It is probably, yeah.
It gives you a lot of freedom.
Yeah. I mean, also those. It's quick quizets, you know, because I have all my fingers already here, so I don't need to worry about anything.
Nice. So that gets me really inspired, actually, because that's one of the topics on the Guitar Academy channel that I have that most people get frustrated with. It has become kind of a science to study the angle of the pick after every single string transition, because you often have to rotate it to escape from between the strings, and so like micro movements. And
yeah. But I mean, you still have to do that, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
kind of.
I don't want to say it's easier.
Definitely
not.
Because sometimes you are in a position where you're like, oh, you know, you need to move, and sometimes you have a string which shouldn't sound, because if you do a lot of different things. Etc.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So you also do some percussion stuff on top, like
just a little bit. Yeah, it really depends on what we're doing. Yeah.
I loved it. Cool, nice. What's going on here?
So this is just a simple arrangement, actually.
It's very simple.
Well, it is simple because it's just really just a melody, right? And then we have the like walking bass, like boom, boom, just super simple and like so. A little bit melody up there. So that's something you can figure out quickly. Okay. You know, you just have a like D minor 7 chord, you know. A little bit switch here, you know. I'm like, for example, playing super simple melody, for example.
Nice.
Etc. You know.
That sounds great. And I think you will agree with me saying that that sounded really, really cool and very impressive, and the success is very much deserved. But the one thing that you told me you want to invest more time into maybe is also the world of online content and all of that.
That's right. Well, I didn't really do it because I was just playing and like, you know, doing other things, and I never really went into it so much. So I'm slowly getting my way into that.
What's the best place to follow what you're up to?
Well, just, you know, like probably down.
Yes.
We'll put it down there. So this link probably, and well, I'm trying to post more stuff, Fingerstyle, also other projects we're working on. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate that. Yeah.
And yeah, thank you also for watching until the end. I want to do much more of this. I've been making videos all by myself in my little studio in Austria. Now there are so many cool people to meet. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see on the channel next, and have an awesome day. Greetings from LA and bye-bye.